Hey everybody, it's Michelle and Catherine. We're here again for another week of self-care, and today we're talking about media to de-stress too. This can look different for everybody. There's lots of forms of media out there. There's so much choice. What is your preferred media that you like to de-stress to, Michelle?
Oh, my preferred. It's so hard to choose.
Right?
There's so many. But I think my preferred one would have to be music, I think. Because
Mm,
it offers me two different types of de-stress. It can be like really soothing and really
yeah.
calming, or it can be like mad energy release. So you're de-stressed because you're like dancing around your house, which is
Yes.
like releases the happy chemicals as well.
That's a really good point. Like when you combine whatever you're watching with some movement or some sort of stretching or something like that, it can like have a totally different experience than if you were to just sort of sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
I suppose that's why the Wiggles is so popular.
Love the Wiggles.
I love it so
I used
much.
to like dance in front of my TV doing like all the moves and like Dorothy the dinosaur and stuff. Yeah, the Wiggles
So,
were cool.
so good.
Cool. Was
Right.
cool.
Absolutely. We're actually talking about this on radio, how like one of my we were talking about songs that you're sort of a bit embarrassed that you love, but also not.
Yeah.
And for me, it was a Big Red Car from the Wiggles.
Nice. Mine's always like Avril Lavigne. You know, Girlfriend? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
It's so
Yes.
good.
It's so good. I put it on last night and I was like, yeah.
It's just like pure joy like singing and dancing to that song. I don't know. It's ridiculous, but it's fun.
100%. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I definitely relate to the dancing thing. I love putting on a tune and doing some dance. In fact, I really enjoy putting on strange tunes that aren't very danceable and doing interpretive dance. Like
Yes!
really weird, like Montaigne style. Like
So much fun. One of my favorite ones is Talking Heads. What's the song called? What's the song called?
it rings a
Be the
bell.
Place, I think.
Yeah.
In the video clip for that song, I'm pretty sure it's that song, he's like dancing with a lampshade. And
It's
it's just
and
like
for me,
it
it
brings
was,
all the interpretive dance vibes.
I love that. Just tuning into the live, so check the comments. We don't want to miss anybody's.
Yes,
Cool.
I should have them up on my phone too.
Yeah, and like let us know in the comments. Like, do you enjoy dancing around the house? Like, what songs do you dance to? We want to know. That'd be awesome.
We should start a playlist.
We should. That'd be super fun. That'd be great. It'd be so weird though. Like,
Yeah.
oh gosh, I love that. So yeah, what else do you enjoy de-stressing to after a stressful time?
There's a few things, I guess.
Yes,
Um,
there's so many. Oh,
uh,
talking about music actually,
yeah.
sometimes I really enjoy super relaxed, like kiddie, wholesome musical stuff. Honestly, I like it most of the time. It's very nice. Like Steven Universe, I love the soundtrack of that. It's very wholesome. And I find that really relaxing. But other times when I'm really stressed out, particularly if I'm stressed out because I'm a bit angry, I really enjoy angry music. Really, just music or boss music. I've got a playlist I made recently
What?
called Boss.
Elaborate.
Right, right. And it's just like it's such a vibe. Like all the songs on there have to be really poppy, really like Lizzo, like all of that sort of stuff, a bit of God, I can't even remember their name now. I'll have a little look and get back to you. But yeah, just like the vibe of it, just you can go through the emotions because like I start with the angry playlist, I like let my anger out, and then I get to the boss playlist and I'm like, I'm better than this. I can deal with anything. Yeah.
Yeah, empowered. Like, look at me go.
Exactly. And then I move to the Steven Universe and I'm like, I am at peace.
It's a beautiful cycle.
It's a process.
Oh, that's good. I like that. I have like a dance playlist. I separate mine out, not into, but more like, I guess, dancing and then singing. And then I have chill vibes one. So it's like, depending on my mood, it's easy to just click into.
That is such a good idea. I love that. Like songs to dance to, songs to sing to. There'll be a lot of crossover there, I can imagine.
Yeah. There is. Quite a bit,
Awesome.
actually.
Just a Venn diagram in the middle, there's like one song.
And some like completely ridiculous things. Like my dance playlist is so different to what my musical taste would be usually.
Yes.
Well, it's really interesting. It's so like I probably wouldn't listen to those songs just to listen to, but when dancing is involved, it's like the go-tos.
Absolutely. Yeah, I totally get that. It's amazing. Yeah. Is there any other, so we've talked about our music playlists. How about when it comes to like, because you mentioned earlier about like moving and also incorporating media. I find that like I really enjoy doing some like gentle stretching to some like chill music, or like I enjoy doing some guided meditation sometimes, like having the voice actually like to listen along to. And then I find that actually in other situations, I'll be thinking about that voice to calm myself down. It's really nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. There's one, and it starts with like the guy's like, take the deepest breath that you've taken all day. And whenever I'm feeling stressed, I say that to myself and I'm like, it's a challenge. It's on. I'm going to do it. Such a weird reflex.
That's great though, because I think one of the good things about meditation is that you do often forget to breathe deeply throughout the day. So it's nice just to almost reset your breathing in a way and reset your body a little bit. And it's just like, it's so calming, just that one or two big deep breaths. You're just like, oh, I'm okay. Like I'm strong. I'm good.
Literally. Oh my goodness.
Once I went for a walk around the railway reserve in Traralgon, which is a beautiful place to walk if anybody's looking for like some good walking spots. But I had my guided meditation on my phone. So I had like a Spotify guided meditation, and then I sat down. There's like a beautiful deck sort of area, kind of where all the ducks and birds hang out. And I just sort of like lay down by myself and just like put it on, put my earphones in, and just like, it was really nice to have guided meditation and then also being outdoors. Yeah. So you like the media stress less benefits, but you've also like just being outside and having some fresh air, and it was really nice. Apart, once you get over the fact that you feel like people might be like staring at you funny, you can get over that pretty quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's really cool. It's so beautiful there. I like that, like taking it out into a context that's also relaxing, like getting that whole like sensory experience. That's really cool. I can even imagine like at the moment with restrictions, even just like sitting in the garden or, you know, out in the sunshine or something like that might be good.
Out on like a deck or on porch, or even just like opening a window or ice screen can be really relaxing, because you suddenly realize you haven't had fresh air in like a few days, and it's like, oh wow, I probably need to air my I don't know, air my house out, get some fresh air in. It's nice. Harder when it's cold, but worth it if you can do it.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes I'll be like, oh, my house is fairly warm, but I just need that fresh air, so I'll open the windows and ruin it. But oh well. It always feels good to have that fresh air through the house.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. It's like it almost resets you. I don't know. It's really nice.
That's real. Yep. Absolutely. So I suppose the other thing that was sort of like the headline of our chat today was ASMR when it comes to like audio and relaxing audio. This is something I honestly had no idea about. Like I had heard of it back in the day as like a meme, and I was like, yeah, that's stupid. I'm so edgy. I hate it.
Oh, I'm kind of a fan of ASMR. I don't listen to it as much as I used to, but there's a couple of like things on Snapchat where it's like you can get the satisfying sort of playlist, and it's just, I find it really calming. So my favorite one is like watching people cut soap.
Oh, yep.
Very strange, but
that is really odd.
Calming.
I was going to say, does it look a bit like cheese being cut, or is it like real smooth?
It's like, so they've got like the block of soap, and then they cut lines in it, almost like cutting cubes, and then they down the soap, so all the cubes fall to like, yeah, it's good.
Oh, okay. That
Just the sounds.
wow. Yeah. Oh my God. That actually sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty great actually.
Yeah. What? Also, I've just looked it up. So ASMR, I didn't even know what it stood for. So it's autonomous sensory meridian response. And I think it's not a scientific thing from what you've said, but
Yeah.
it's more like to do with, from what I've looked at, from a feeling that starts in your, like the base of the skull and then like tingles and goes down the neck, I think is like what it's supposed to be about.
Yeah, it's like a calming, sort of relaxing kind of sensation. Like I know
Yeah.
that have watched it and like it puts them to sleep if they're listening to like certain versions. And yeah, I think everybody sort of, not everyone will experience it, but once you find a version that works for you, it can be really calming. It's almost like this nostalgia sort of thing.
Yeah, because I feel like it's something that has been said for a long time about like the idea of sensory needs, particularly with people with autism having very like pronounced sensory needs, like they need them a lot more than say your neurotypical person, and often like need them to calm down and to self-soothe and to like bring the brain function down, and to relax. But I feel like it's probably just like the general public and more neurotypical people and people outside of autism are now being like, wow, like the sensory benefits of finding something that's really soothing to you can be really like rewarding.
Yeah, it's like that whole thing with how calming blankets are becoming a huge thing at the moment.
Yeah. Yep.
And I see them everywhere and I really, really want one.
I love that.
Using those sensory items to actually calm you down sort of day to day, or just like make you feel a bit more comforted. It's amazing the difference that those sort of things can make, just small things.
Yeah, that's real. Yeah, so when I looked up ASMR, I was like, I don't know. Don't know. Anyway, about 10 seconds later, I'm watching this video on YouTube and it's got this like really cool crinkling sound. I couldn't achieve the feeling with my eyes open because I was watching this person do weird things and like stare into the camera, and it was just like,
yeah, I can't
from my face.
If it's got faces in it, it disturbs me.
Absolutely. So I was like, okay, I'll close my eyes. I put the laptop down. I was like, yeah. And I closed my eyes. And sure enough, just the most incredible feeling of just like these like little pulses coming into my skull. And like I could physically feel them like in my brain and then like down my neck. And I'm just like, whoa, this is amazing. It's like when you get bumps, like tingles.
Yeah, it's like
and you get goosebumps.
Yeah. It's so relaxing. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then it just put you to sleep, which I think is amazing.
Absolutely. It's really cool.
Yeah. And I don't know if anyone knows why it actually happens and why some people get it and some others don't. But I don't know, worth looking into if you're wanting to listen to things to de-stress too, especially like if you're wanting something to help put you to sleep, it might be worth just watching videos and seeing if it helps. Because
yes. And like keeping in mind that pretty much everybody has sensory positive and like negative sensory triggers. And like you'll probably know some of them, particularly the negative ones. You'll probably be like, I hate the sound of fingernails on a chalkboard, or I hate the feeling of like stone ceramics. Like my ex hated the feeling of stone ceramics, could not deal with it, made his whole body just go, ugh.
I love it. I like textures. I can't deal with like chewy sounds. Like
I can't deal with that either.
Yeah, it's gross. I can't do it.
No. And I think that's why, literally. I think that's why with the ASMR videos, like the whispering ones, which are so popular, I cannot cope with, because I get this like sound going on and you're like,
I'm the same. They kind of, I don't know, they just, I can't listen to them for very long without feeling a bit But there's other ones where it's like the more textile ones or the ones that are focused on like wood and like tapping I really like. I don't know why. It's just I find them really relaxing and comforting.
Yeah. Yep. It's almost a bit like hypnotic because we tend to like tap when we're waiting for things and we sort of go into that weird like waiting trance.
Yeah.
Triggering that trance. Like
I think it's like you can imagine what it would feel like to be like tapping on those items or like touching items, and then that sort of makes me feel relaxed. I think that's what it is.
yeah.
Or like, yeah, it's that whole sound combined with like imagining the sensory response.
That is such a good point. I didn't think of that. That's really cool. Huh.
Just making it up, but that's what
no. It would make a lot of sense, like popping bubble wrap like that, and you'd be like, wow, that like you're getting that like secondhand excitement over what's happening. Yeah. And yeah, also with the sensory stuff, like it could be anything. Like it could be tactile, so you like, or it could be visual, it could be auditory. So I think it's worth exploring and like figuring out what works for you. Because if you can find something that makes you feel really good and really confident and really relaxed, like that's always a good thing.
Yeah, and if all you need is like, if it's a quick thing as well, it's even better because like if you're having a stressful day, you can just put something in your headphones for like 5 minutes, and then get back to it and feel a bit better about like how your day's going and stuff like that. So
absolutely. When it comes to videos, so we've talked a lot about audio. When it comes to videos and visual things, we've touched on a couple of things, but what do you enjoy?
Video things. I like doing yoga and stuff, which I guess is a video thing, but also a movement thing.
Yeah.
But then I also I like watching cooking videos. But specifically like people decorating cakes. I don't know why. I just get like kind of addicted to watching people decorating cakes. Like half the time, I think Facebook must realize that I really like watching these videos too, because it comes up all the time on my feed and I can't help myself. I'm like, oh, cakes.
It's what Facebook wants, Michelle. Resist the temptation. Oh, God.
Yeah, there's a couple of, I think Tasty is the main sort of creator of these videos that I watch. And they do like a bit of a compilation of all these desserts that they create with this really nice sort of music. And it's exactly the same music every time. So I don't know. I like watching it. I find them satisfying to watch.
I'm gonna have to give them a go because I was actually going to say I love time-lapse videos and I love videos that are about completing something creative, like whether it's an artwork, a sculpture, baking. For me, I love makeup tutorials and I love makeup time lapses. I find that really just satisfying to like watch something come together. And I feel like when I'm stressed and I'm feeling a bit like, because usually stress for me is about feeling out of control of something. And like instead of, I don't know, going around and like bossing people around or doing that, you can like redirect it in a more healthy way. And so I find watching things that are really completionist and like really like they're really satisfying and like perfect, I suppose, makes me feel a lot more like, oh yeah, this is nice, like this is controlled. And complete as well, because often stress can be to do with feeling like you haven't completed things or yet you're behind in things as well.
So watching something be completed and like how it's like beautiful and perfect and you're like, oh, it's so nice. I never thought about it that way, but it's probably similar to why I watch them as well. So I really thought about why. I think I enjoy the aesthetics of it, with like the love of artsy things. So I think I just enjoy beautiful things.
Yeah, so nice.
Beautiful things.
Absolutely. And it's a big
seeing how it works too. But yeah, I should think about it more. I haven't really thought about it apart from like that very surface level. Like I like looking at these.
That's valid. Like, yeah, it doesn't even matter if it's not deeper than that. But yeah, sometimes things have like layers, and some of the layers we're just like not aware of, and some of them we are, and some things are really like simple and just like straightforward too, which is super nice. That can also be relaxing, not having to like have like a deeper, picking apart what you're doing to relax. If it works for you, it works for you. Yeah. It's good.
The art ones are really good too. I love watching those ones that it's like people creating patterns and things.
Yeah.
I like
I
them.
love that. I love it when it's combined between two things, like something surprising. Like you said, there's that curiosity of like, how does this work? And
Yes.
when you see the end product to start with, you're like, how do they do that? Like,
Yeah. Or like people doing pottery. Pottery is really nice. Watching people
yes.
create like things with their hands is like, yeah, I think it's that goes back to that thing where you feel like you're kind of experiencing it vicariously through this other person. You're like, oh, that looks like it would be really fun and
Oh
very
yeah.
interesting.
Oh yeah. No, that's so real. I love that. I think the other thing that I enjoy with when it comes to like visual media is I really enjoy like really low stakes TV series. I like things that even though you might like feel for the characters, it's not like a super stressful situation that they're in. Like when you're watching like most series, they have a lot of, when it comes to fiction, they have a lot of like drama and, you know, people are in these crazy situations. I get way too invested. So that's why I really like cooking competition shows. I like makeup competition shows, like basically any just silly competitions. I love. I just love
Apparently
it.
the British Bake Off is a really good one for like being a really calming competition show because I think it's the British Bake Off one, but apparently they're all like just really supportive of each other as well. So
So cute.
you get the benefits of watching people cooking things, but also it's just like real happy vibes.
Real wholesome.
Nailed it because it's just like it's like if I was on a cooking show, this would be me. So relatable.
We were rewatching, me and my girlfriend were rewatching episode 1 last night, and they
Yeah.
literally said at the start there was this one, I was gonna say character, no, they're a person. And character on there, it's breaking the fourth wall. There was one person on there, and she was like, "Oh, well, you know, I've seen lots of videos online, so I think I'll be fine." Like, it me.
That is all of us.
It's all of us.
Like, oh yeah, I watched this one video about how to make a souffle. It'll be fine.
I love it so much. It's such a good show. It's
Yeah.
just so low stakes and it's so chill, and everyone's just like, yeah, making fun of each other and like not taking it too seriously. Also Glow Up, I've been watching recently.
Yes.
Which
so
is a
good.
British makeup competition show, and they really support and like love each other, like all the competitors, and I love that in a show. It's really wholesome. It makes you feel okay, because it can be unsettling sometimes seeing people like get upset or like get kicked off the show, like, you know, not make it through to the final rounds. You're like, oh, you feel for them, but then seeing everyone get around them is like really nice. And the show does it really well. They've got like a person who mediates between the participants and make sure they're okay. They're like basically like a well-being person. So, and they show that throughout the series, which is like really nice too. They like really care about the well-being of the participants, which is really
Yeah, I think that's important. It's nice to watch shows like that. I don't know, especially like if you're trying something new, like you're about to sort of embark on something where it kind of is making you a bit vulnerable, you're putting yourself out there. It's nice to see shows like that where people are in similar situations, but they're being supported and not being cut down.
100%. And then also I love at the end where all the people that come off the show, they don't feel like totally defeated by it. They're like, no, I'm gonna go on, I'm gonna be amazing, it's gonna be fine. And like hearing that, you're just like, yeah, that resilience, that's really cool.
It's like, yeah, you're gonna be great. You didn't win this one thing doesn't mean you won't win other things. All the other things will be fine.
The other things. Yep. And then on the other hand, I love trashy TV shows because it's just funny, silly. Like you can just laugh. You can just be like, what are these people doing? Like, who are they? You can judge a little bit, just a little bit, not too much, just a little bit. And just be like, yeah, okay, all good.
Yeah, I have a few conversations with friends where we watch trashy TV and then, you know, we discuss it over text as we're watching because it's, I don't know, it's a nice feel, especially in ISO at the moment. It's nice feeling like you're watching with your friends as well. It kind of creates that social dynamic to the show too, which is kind of cool.
It's really cool. Yeah, that's a great idea. Just like, yeah, watching at the same time or doing watch parties, all those sorts of things, just to be able to connect a little bit more.
Yeah.
It's nice. I love that. That's very nice. And that was the other thing. When I'm stressed, when it comes to visual media, even music, but particularly visual media, triggers can like be way more upsetting than usual. Things that, and for everyone that's going to be different, like whether it's a sensory thing, whether it's a theme-based thing, like you don't want something that has like reference to like sexual assault or physical violence, or you don't want to watch anything where an animal dies or anything like that.
Mm.
Really good website online called Does the Dog Die, and it's .com, and you can go there and you can double check. So all these people who subscribe to this website, they put in it's all user submitted but then verified by people, and then basically they just put in like, in this movie this thing happens, and it's got a bunch of different categories, everything from like violence through to if animals die in it, anything that might be a trigger. So if you're wanting to know, like, this show on Netflix looks amazing, but I have this trigger, or I'm not in the right mood to deal with this, if a trigger pops up, you can actually type it, that trigger, into the website and find if your particular show has it, which is really nice.
That's such a good idea. I have that website, but I thought it was limited to dogs.
Oh, right. It's a bit deceptive with the Does the Dog Die as like the title of the website. Yeah.
Like, obviously need to know, it's important information, but I didn't realize it did other really awesome.
Yes, sure does. Yeah, so last but not least, reading.
Yes.
Reading media.
Reading is one of my favorite things in terms of de-stressing, and also like I find that trying to understand my stress helps me de-stress, or me manage it, or know how to manage it, which is really weird. But so I often read books that are about like, I guess they're kind of in the self-help vein, but almost like the psychology vein, where I'm trying to like figure out what happens or why you react in certain ways and that sort of thing. So I find them interesting. But then also just like fiction is probably one of my faves in terms of de-stressing, and just like having something that, like you were saying earlier, is no stakes, and you can just enjoy it and just kind of zone out for a little while and just like escape into this story.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I love that. I think as you become like more self-aware, and it's definitely a journey, you can start to be like, this is what is going wrong right now, or like this is what might be effective or is more likely to be effective. It's not going to be the same every time that you have a similar problem or a similar anxiety, but you do find that some things work better for some triggers, some things work better for other triggers, and some things are more comforting in certain situations as well, or like are just quicker and more effective at like cutting through to the anxiety or bringing your nervous system down, whatever it is that you need to do. Yeah, like for me, I found that going through that process and like letting the emotional arc happen early as possible works really well. So going through the angry playlist, going to the boss playlist, going to the chill playlist, going through that. Other people find that like delaying it helps them because they're able to step back from it, whereas I find that just makes my anxiety sit in my stomach like all day.
Yeah, I have to just let it out. I find that I need to let it out, and sometimes it's just like moving my body. I'm talking about this morning actually, but sometimes my legs like start to do little kicks if I'm really frustrated, like a little child. Like, oh! But I think it's just like sometimes I need to let the emotion out physically as well as like mentally processing it. So I find for walks and stuff, or like doing yoga, or just like dancing around to a playlist is a really great way of getting that energy out really quickly and effectively.
That's great. No, that's really good. I definitely relate to that as well. I'm a very twitchy person, so I'm like, I gotta run.
Yeah, it's kind of hilarious though when you catch yourself doing it and you're like, I'm 5.
Thought I was 24, but just got the birth certificate wrong. Oh, yeah. So some of the categories on Does the Dog Die, just to give you examples, there are spiders, there are snakes, there are bugs, a dragon dies, an animal dies, someone uses drugs, alcohol abuse, there's addiction, there's torture, teeth are damaged, eye mutilation, heads get squashed. So you can like really look up whether something is going to trigger you before. They're very, oh my gosh. Yeah, wow. Electrotherapy is used, someone has cancer, gaslighting, claustrophobic scenes, body dysmorphia. Strobe effects is a great one for people with photosensitive epilepsy and people who just can't deal with, like, who have what's it called when you have like vertigo as well.
Yep.
Be very sensitive to like strobing and stuff like that. Shaky camera, which again, someone with vertigo could react quite badly to. Oh wow, heaps of them.
There you go.
Now you know. Doesthedogdie.com.
How useful is that?
Absolutely. I'm going to put it in the comments, I reckon, because
yeah,
it's very good. We should actually, I reckon we should link a lot of the stuff we talked about today in the comments. Yeah,
for sure.
If anyone would like to view them, give it a go.
I think they're worth viewing. I'll go find good soap cutting videos and you can all enjoy because they're worth it.
Absolutely. That sounded like a L'Oreal, like, you're worth it.
Just don't try cutting soap at home. Just watch other people doing it.
Watch people doing it, yeah. Oh gosh. Well, it's been lovely hanging out, everybody. Thank you so much. Don't forget, we've got our Zoom hangout happening from now until 5 p.m. If anyone wants to join, it's for anyone 12 to 25. If you're not part of our group, La Trobe Space Online, send us a join request and yeah, I'll keep an eye on it and let you through and you can join the hangout. That'd be awesome.
We also have volunteer catch-ups from 5 to 6 for those of you watching who are volunteers. So I'll see you there.
Awesome. See you soon, everyone.
Bye.
Howdy.